What's up, guys? So today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the No Mercy pay-per-view. I'm uploading this a day before the pay-per-view, so that way I can get my 5 views, so people know exactly what I think is going to happen at the pay-per-view. Okay, so the first match on the card, which is not really the first match on the card. I'm just going by, biggest match to smallest match, really. So the first match on the card is going to be Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman for the WWE Universal Championship. First off, I will say the Universal Championship was a stupid idea. WWE should have brought back the big gold belt, the World Heavyweight Championship, but they didn't, and now we're stuck with one that looks like a candy. So I think that they should give it to Strowman. I think that Strowman should get this win, not only because of the fact that he's been dominating Lesnar, but if you have him lose to Lesnar now, you're just hurting his momentum. You're making it seem like he can't win the big fights. I mean, he lost to Reigns a few times in a couple different pay-per-views, and, he beat Reigns in a couple different pay-per-views. So you have that aspect, but what you don't have is you don't have him beating Lesnar ever. Like, he's beat the crap out of Lesnar, and Lesnar still came back and retained his title at SummerSlam. So, I mean, have him win this at No Mercy. Have him, have a 2-month run with the title, or however long until your next pay-per-view. And if he does good, then have him retain against Lesnar. I know you guys have that, Reigns and Lesnar match. Pretty much it's an inevitability for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania next year, and that's great and all, but Strowman deserves his shot. He's definitely picked up the heat he's supposed to. I mean, he's okay on the mic. I mean, he's not really believable, but, you can work on that. Give him a manager. Maybe have Paul Heyman turn on Brock Lesnar as you've done before WWE, and have him be Strowman's manager, because he sees that Strowman is the next big thing and he wants to go where the next big thing's at. It makes sense. It's believable because he's done it before, and I think that's what you do. The next match that we're going to be talking about, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Okay, so you guys probably don't know, but if you could probably tell by the name of the YouTube channel, I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan. My cat's named Roman, for God's sakes. I've got a ton of Roman's merch. I don't have all of it, but I've got most of it, including the vest. I've got his pop figures, his little mini figure. I mean, the dude's just a beast. He's my favorite superstar right now by far. And then you got him going up against my childhood favorite, John Cena. I still say they're going to give it to Reigns, kind of like a pass under the torch moment. I don't think that they're going to give it to Cena, because what does Cena need it for? Not only that, Cena's supposed to be leaving after No Mercy to start filming the movie. So I think they give it to Reigns. Do I think it's going to be a fair fight? Yeah, I think it'll be a pretty good fight. But I think in the end, I don't care how you make Reigns win. If this is how you turn Reigns heel, by making him use heel tactics because he can't beat John Cena, then do that. I totally agree with that. So do that and let Roman Reigns win, and that's really all I've got to say about that match. Next up, we have the Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax versus Emma versus Bayley. I know that's a lot of verses. Jeez. Okay, so this match here, I don't agree with this match, and I'm probably completely wrong, but I'm giving this match to Emma. I think that everybody's so focused on Nia Jax and everybody's so focused on Bayley coming back that they think, hey, Emma's completely out of the mix, and I think that's what WWE wanted, and they're going to put the title on Emma. I think that that's what's going to happen. It's just kind of a surprise aspect because if you really look at all the matches on the card, you can pretty much tell who's going to win all the matches on the card. So you need one match where the surprise person wins. I think it's pretty obvious that Jason Jordan's probably going to lift the title off The Miz. I think it's pretty obvious that, Enzo Amore is going to cheat to win this Sunday to win the Cruiserweight Championship, which I'm completely fine with because it's Enzo Amore. But we've got a lot of fights here, and I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win every single one of them. So I think give the title to Emma. It gives us that surprise aspect. Emma gets the push, she needs and she deserves because honestly, Alexa Bliss is probably the best in-ring worker for the women's division. But Emma's a close second. If you've watched Emma's matches, you know she deserves this title. So I think they give it to Emma on Sunday. And I think, and my thoughts on that are Sasha Banks hits Bayley with some sort of finishing move, or Bayley hits Sasha Banks with the Bayley to belly, goes for the pin, Emma pulls her off, throws Bayley outside, pins Sasha Banks 1, 2, 3, wins the title, which sets up Bayley versus Sasha without a title involved. I'll be invested in that feud. It'll be a good feud. Then you can have Emma feuding with Alexa Bliss, which would pretty much turn Emma face unless Alexa Bliss turns face, which is a big possibility because she could be like, hey, it was a fatal 5-way, I didn't get pinned, I want my title and all this stuff. Normal heel bull crap. And so I think they give it to Emma this Sunday. For the Tag Team Championship of Raw, you have the Shield 2.0, as I like to call them, versus The Bar. Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's another obvious one. I don't think that they're going to lift the titles off of Ambrose and Rollins yet. There's no reason to. And if you do that, you're only hurting their momentum. I don't think that they're going to lift this title off of these guys yet. I think that Sheamus and Cesaro are, they just became known as The Bar, but I think this is going to be the start to the end of The Bar. I think that, them losing, and then they probably go on a losing streak, and they get frustrated with one another like Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley, and they finally disband, which will be good to see, and maybe we'll get another Best of 7 series between Sheamus and Cesaro, because honestly, that was a really good Best of 7 series. Like, I've never seen a Best of 7 series that amazing. Two of the best in-ring workers we have, for sure. If, Cesaro's probably like the third best in-ring worker we have behind Balor and Styles. So, I mean, hey. Then you have the Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz versus Jason Jordan. Now, if you guys watched Monday Night Raw, you knew this was going to happen eventually. You knew it was probably going to happen. You thought it was going to happen at SummerSlam, and WWE is like, swerve. Not happening at SummerSlam. It's going to happen on our time when we want it, and this is the time they want it. The Miz versus Jason Jordan. I'm picking Jason Jordan to come out the champion. He's going to rise above, and this is probably going to be the crumbling and the falling of the Miztourage as well. And if he doesn't come out champion, I still think it's going to be the fall of the Miztourage, because I think after the Miztourage, if the Miz wins, helps him win, they're going to turn on him and maybe make it a triple threat at the next pay-per-view, which I'm really interested to see, because honestly, I wouldn't know who's going to win that. Like, I could guess, but I'd probably be wrong. I would want, honestly, Bo Dallas to win that. Bo Dallas has not had a title since he came up to the main roster. Curtis Axel, on the other hand, he's held the Intercontinental Championship already, so I think give it to Bo Dallas and give him his time if The Miz beats Jason Jordan, which, 9-1 he's not going to, but, hey, anything can happen in a WWE ring. We've seen that already. And maybe somebody comes out and screws The Miz out of winning, or screws Jason Jordan out of winning, which sets up the next feud. Then we have Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. So, I hope WWE finally ends this feud at No Mercy because I'm not really caring for it anymore. I don't care about it. Nobody does. I mean, you give me one person who honestly cares about this feud anymore, and I'll care about this feud. I'll wait. No? Didn't think so. So, Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Obviously, Balor's going to win. Wyatt never picks up the big pay-per-view wins. I think it's time for Wyatt to just request his release. You know, we don't care about your character anymore. We haven't cared about your character for the longest of time. You already know as soon as the lights go out and the stupid sound's made, you know he's going to be on the Titantron, running his mouth about everything. You know, oh, I'm Jesus, or I'm the Antichrist, or whatever he's got to say about himself. You already know it's coming, and you're not really invested in it anymore. I do like what they did with Finn Balor on Monday night, where Finn Balor, you know, came on and kind of acted like Bray Wyatt and said, oh, you know, well, which one's more dangerous, the man who created the demon or the demon? So, I mean, obviously we're not going to be getting the demon at No Mercy, but we kind of knew that already. They only bring out the demon one of the big 4 pay-per-views, such as SummerSlam, maybe the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or Survivor Series. And honestly, don't bring him back for Survivor Series. We've already seen him once this year. I think once a year is good enough for the demon. It gives it that suspense aspect. Is he going to come out with that face paint on? And when he does come out with the face paint on, whoever his opponent is at the time, we know lost already. So, yeah, like I said, though, I'm not really invested in this feud anymore. The only thing that I'm really going to worry about is maybe Goldust interferes and costs Bray Wyatt the match, and then Balor turns out to be his protege that he's been training, and that would be pretty dope. That'd be a pretty good storyline, and then I might actually care about this feud going forward if they decide to go forward with this feud. So, yeah, that's what I got to say on that match. Next, we have the Cruiserweight Championship match, Neville versus Enzo Amore. Now, if you guys have been watching Monday Night Raw or 205 Live, I've watched both. If you guys have watched, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about when I say Enzo is a natural-born heel. Okay? Enzo has been using heel tactics to win all his matches, whether it be leverage on the ropes or a roll-up and grabbing the tights. Whatever it is, he's been using those heel tactics, and I support it because I see Enzo as being a heel. I seen him as Big Cass as being heels. If they would have turned Enzo and Big Cass heels together, they would obviously be the tag team champions by now because they would have been so over it's not even funny. But they never did that, and so now we have Big Cass out for 6 months because he hurt himself fighting Enzo Amore, and we have Enzo Amore going for the Cruiserweight title, which was probably the best opportunity he's had in his life. I can see Enzo Amore winning. I can see him using heel tactics to win. And then Neville finally turning face. Once again, like he was back in the day. Now, when Neville was face, granted, he didn't get much of a push. He was supposed to. He was even going to get a push to the WWE Championship, and he kept getting hurt. You know, so that's why it kind of surprised me when he got put on 205 Live as one of the cruiserweights. It's like, well, isn't he going to get hurt again? Like, I don't understand this. I don't understand your play there, WWE. But I'll give it to him. He's had a good run with the title. I don't think he should have ever lost the title to Tozawa at SummerSlam. I think if he was going to lose the title to Tozawa at SummerSlam and then regain it the next Tuesday night on 205 Live, then don't make him lose the title at all. There was no point in making him lose the title for that. You know, like 2 days. Was that just showing that you'll give somebody else a chance? Come on, 205 Live. You're not the land of opportunity. Okay? You just play after the land of opportunity. Your show is after SmackDown Live. Okay? So stop. Call. Then we have Elias versus Apollo Crews on the kickoff show. The final match that I'm going to talk about because no other matches have been added to the card. I don't even know what to say about this match, honestly. why is this match even happening? They didn't even have a feud. This match shouldn't even be happening. Maybe this is a match that's supposed to get Kurt Hawkins over. Maybe he comes in and screws over Apollo Crews and, you know, lets Elias win, and then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm on your side. No. I don't see why this match is even happening. This match baffles me. Obviously, we know Elias is going to win. He's got too much momentum already as it is. I mean, he's been beating everybody that he goes against. I think he's still undefeated. So, no, I'm wrong. He's not undefeated. He's unpinned. He's unpinned. He lost in the Intercontinental Championship number 1 contenders match. So no, he's not undefeated. He's just unpinned. Which still, I mean, it confuses the crap out of me because I'm like, yo, what the heck? Like, why are you putting these two against each other? Like, I know Apollo Crews needs more TV time, but come on, man, this isn't the way to give it to him. A job to Elias, like, they're both really good talents, and if you look at it, Apollo Crews is the better talent. Somebody just needs to put his short, muscular ass on 205 Live already, and that's all I've got to say about that. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. After the No Mercy pay-per-view, I'll be uploading another video, my reaction to the No Mercy pay-per-view and what happened, and letting you guys know the results and everything. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. This has been PM from the Shield Reviews, and I'll talk to you later.